Hello everyone. I've been on a lookout for a good microphone for the last few days, and after a bit of research I've got the Boya Mini. We're going to be doing an unboxing and a test run. Stay tuned. Well, first impressions, it's come in a small box. The Boya Mini, certainly I picked the black Boya Mini. It also comes in white. The reason I picked black was basically because it seems to be blending better with the clothes that you wear. But this is the sort of noise that you might be hearing. Let's open this and see what the voice difference actually looks like. This is Oreo and Kaya, of course. Say hello. Both Oreo and Kaya. This is an Oreo colored box. Box goes to Oreo, and let's see first impressions as we open it. Comes nicely packed. The box, of course, is something which you can check it out. It comes with a small packet, cable, and instruction manual, right? The instruction manual is in a few languages, and there is a warranty card which I'm not sure how useful it might be. There we go. Let's try to look at it if we can fix it without. Now, opening. First impressions, it does look really cool. It's in a small case, as much as iPhone earpods might be. When you open it, there are three aspects. I picked the one with two mics, so you have got two of these mics and one plug-in, right? It comes in two mics, one plug-in. The mic gets plugged in. The mic gets plugged in here. Actually, one of the reasons I had taken a shorter mic, and you can see that it's an old t-shirt, but when you clip on, the t-shirt does sag. The Boya Mini is one of the lightest microphones that you have in the market. So I'm actually glad I took this, because if it wasn't the case, this would have really sagged a lot. There are other microphones with a magnetic set, but actually if you order a magnet separately, you can in theory put this as well. I have seen people do that. Since I don't have a magnet as of now, I'm going to connect it as such. And what they say is, once you plug this in, it should work on its own. Let's try it out. Okay, took me a second to guess if this was how to get it working. So on the side of the Boya transmitter, there is a small blue light, much like this blue light. It was flashing. What I had not realized was on the side of the transmitter, there is another button which needs to be pressed. Once I did press it, both the blue lights seem to have mixed up, and it is currently steady. So by all means, it should be functioning. What I am going to do now, let's see and test it out if it actually works. Okay, so heading out doing a mic test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk with my back towards the phone to see if the voice is properly heard. I'm going to be continuously talking. I will go around the corner to see if you can still hear me. behind a little bit of cement work, and then I'll come back and see how we hear it, right? So doing a mic test as I walk. So one of the reasons why I am doing this mic and the entire system is because I'm going on a hike, and the idea of life, and when we are at a place where we really want to focus on and bond, I'm hoping that these sort of discussions and talks are caught on the video. So really it is an attempt to work and talk with my parents, capture these emotions and moments with everyone on tape so that I can share it with my family. That really is the point of this whole thing, and of course it helps me feel close to the family and everyone. I have been talking at a normal conversational voice, and although this distance isn't much, the distance actually is supposed to be as good as 100 meters. That's a huge time, and it certainly worked well in the videos that I have seen. Of course, let's see how good it was for us. Okay, so quick first impressions. How does the Boya look like? I really like the look of it. It's really small, compact, fits in a pocket, and reminds me absolutely, if you are a fan of the size of your small earpods, this is all you need. What I really like is there are two mics which I have bought. The idea really is for me and my father to be hiking together outdoors. One mic goes on me, one mic on my father, and we record and talk, and it comes very well, right? The thing I liked is when I was testing it, it really worked well. I was talking at a very easy pace. I was not looking down or trying to talk into the mic. I was talking as usual, looking forward, and it did excellent. It didn't work at all around the corner. So while it did seem to work with my back to the mic, it stopped working as soon as I crossed into my bedroom. So it needs really at least some line of sight, and it works through the body. I have seen videos of it working really far off. Of course, it came charged in the pack, so again good for that. I have heard that the charge lasts for a good 9 to 12 hours, especially if the kit itself is packed. So hopefully I can get a whole day of trekking down it, and it goes through. One thing which I have done apart from it, so the pack itself, price point was reasonably priced. In the mics that I researched online, this was one of the cheaper mics at a decent quality. It cost me about 84 Singapore dollars. Please convert it as you might find it necessary. But what it does is, one of the things I wanted to point out was a couple of reviews I saw said that the top, which is made up of a slight sponge, may not really work well when it comes to your windy areas. So right now I am speaking right in front of a fan, and let's see in front of a fan how much interference and noise you're hearing, but it does decent work, but certainly outdoors it may not work the best. We have also not tried out the noise cancelling system, which I can try it out tomorrow. But on the whole, I'm not a big fan of noise cancellation, and as long as it gives me a decent quality like I'm getting now, I'm going to be pleased. What I wanted to show you was a dampener that I did buy specifically for wind. So this is a $3 mic dampener, which will fit easily enough on top of my microphone if I so desire it, and it will actually look really big, but it should cancel out most noises. I'll need to see how I can fit it, but if it doesn't get fit, certainly is not the fault of our Boya Mini. Okay, I thought I had finished with my review, but I think there is an error I wanted to correct. So, a good thing about reading the manual is that it sometimes gives you stuff that you didn't realize when you started off. And to begin with, the button I had thought of was actually for noise reduction and not really for your regular on and off. As soon as you take it out, the equipment starts by itself. Just like an earpod, it starts and it connects. You can see the blue light already probably in it. So it starts and pairs directly with the transmitter as soon as you start it off. So then what you're looking for really is the noise cancellation and something which Boya has come out with as a funny noise sort of a thing. So here is how it works. So if you are using a noise cancellation, we will be let's try out the noise cancellation as well. What we will use for noise cancellation is the fan. So there is a fan next to me and we are talking with the fan. This is what you're hearing me speak with a fan on. You can hear the background fan noise. I think it's reasonably loud enough, and you'll have to hear how indeed how loud it sounds. Let's see, once we do the noise cancellation, it's supposed to be one click. The blue light turns to green and the light at the transmitter has also turned to green, and it will be interesting to see how the noise cancellation actually works. The fan continues to work as before. One of the reasons I don't like noise cancellation is because it dampens the noise, and quite often the voice you are speaking with can sound a bit metallic. I'm not sure if that's the case currently, but it would be useful to see how it works. Uh, Let me see if I can cancel the noise as well. Ideally, I shouldn't have to look at the thing, and I believe I am capable enough to do that. And the lights have turned to blue, and we are back to a regular voice. It will be useful and interesting to see how that works. I do find it useful to see the transmitter, and every time you switch on the noise cancellation, that light there turns to green. The noise cancellation is on. I hope it's quite different and we can dampen the noise of the fan. And if I press it again, I can see if it is effective, and certainly the light has turned to blue. Let's have a look. Okay, the another thing which the Boya Mini allows us to do is go into different grades of noise cancellation. What that means is if you are in a much more heavily trafficked area or somewhere, you can increase the noise cancellation levels, and that you need to do by clicking on the transmitter. Since I'm doing it in-house, I'm not going to do it, and in any case I really, as I mentioned, don't like noise cancellation much, and I did hear the last clip and it sounded reasonably good. So I'm happy with level 1 and I'm going to keep it that way. The next thing we want to try out is the funny voices. So the funny voices, I think the only benefit I can see of funny voices is if either I'm dropping a ransom note or really it is for some weird TikTok stuff. But the way it's supposed to work is a double click on the transmitter. So one double click makes it a uncle noise and another double click makes it an auntie noise. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but let's check it out. So double click
on the thing, and I'm assuming this is an uncle noise. I don't know if that works, but maybe it is a heavier sort of a noise. Any change in my noise is probably welcome. Let's try
again with another double click. Maybe this makes it an auntie noise. I'm not sure what the Chinese, because that's where this user manual has come from, but it will be interesting to see what an auntie noise is. And if I click once
more, double click, it should be back to normal. Let's hear it out and see how it works. So there we have it. I think we have tested pretty much every aspect of the Boya Micro, or not the Boya Mini. Maybe the Micro is next in line, and I would give it a solid 4.5 out of 5. It seems to work very well for a limited sort of a work I have. For me, this is a beginner level microphone, and it really delivers on every aspect. So if a price point of about 80 Sing dollars is something which works for you, I think this certainly deserves a try. There you have it, the Boya Mini, and this is what Oreo has done with it, and I think it's a device that he also reasonably likes. So thanks a lot. We'll catch you up later and keep in touch.